Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back.
Oh, that song gets me jacked up every time.
I love it. What's going on?
Not much, man. Ready to watch some fights. How you doing this morning?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's afternoon over here.
Oh, yeah, it is, eh? About time. 3 hours away until fights. We're here to give you guys one last look. Not the full breakdown, but, maybe some nice juicy spots. See, maybe, Jeff, you want to lead us off with the first one? It's Aori and Daniel Marcos.
Yeah, I'm I don't know. This one looked even on paper with the height, the weight, the reach. Marcos is undefeated. He's got eight KOs and 7 decisions. I'm leaning Marcos. I actually think this is going to be. I mentioned it the other day. I think this one's going to be probably kind of a clinch spot where it's going to be a lot of back and forth up against the fence. I see it going over, and I ended up on Marcos by decision at plus 125. Apologize, my dog's barking.
Hey, oh, that's good. You said Aori by decision?
No, I got Marcos by decision.
Oh, I thought the dog was barking.
No, my dog's barking. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
I was hoping we could get an Aori, and then the dog started barking, and we all agree, even the dog.
Yeah, right. No, I like this is a tough one. I mean, I kind of went back and forth on this one. I wasn't quite sure how to play it, but what was his line? Marcos was 270. I think he dropped to a 260 on my book. The over 2.5 was minus 185. So that led me. Vegas is thinking over on it. I don't see, like I said, I think it's going to be a close fight. I do see Marcos actually pulling it out, but I think it's going to go to decision anyways. And it was just a way to find some plus money on it.
Hell yeah. I actually went with the other side, Aori, at plus 210, since it is a close fight. And just because the number got so jacked up, it was, near pick'em opening plus 140 and all the way up to plus 220 now. And, like I said, even fight, I just kind of have to take the dog. He's going to have 0.3 inch reach advantage.
Yeah, it's like I said, it looks even on paper. And I don't disagree with that. Like I said, I was just trying to find a way to play the favorite at a better plus money play, and ultimately ended up on Marcos. I don't even know if I'm going to actually play this fight just because it is so close. And if I do, maybe I might take the dog. But like I said, written down here.
I'm also going to do round 2 and 3 on Aori just for a long shot, because I've seen Daniel Marcos kind of slow down a little bit and Aori kind of picks up the pace. So I like Aori round 2 at plus 1,200 and then round 3 at 1,600 just for a long shot sprinkle there.
I'm surprised those numbers are so high, given the fact that, like I said, Vegas has the over 2.5 at 185 was it yesterday on my book.
Yeah, it's kind of a spot I look to attack when they're just saying this goes to decision. I'm like, there's a chance that it gets finished. And this number is too high on Aori. Like I said, the underdog money line is increased, and that just increases the props too. So I have to take a shot. Especially first fight of the night, I think the UFC sets this up for a good fight to start off the card, so we could see a finish late.
No, I agree. I was actually talking to somebody about that the other day. It just seems like this first fight of the night is crazy, off the hook. Seems like the last couple cards have been like that, and I agree. I think they do set it up.
What the UFC wants, so they try to set up a good fight for the first one. If the guys do it, that's a different story. But I think they put the right guys in there to do this at bantamweight. Good banger to get us started.
Yep.
See what fight doesn't go the distance. If they're screaming, we could just go the opposite way. under 2.5 at plus 150, or fight doesn't go the distance.
I'll tell you, to your point, Marcos does seem to gas out early. If you're a live better, looking to Marcos to come out.
I don't think he gasses. He just gets too comfortable and slow. Like he manages his cardio well, but he doesn't have it.
He slows down. But no, that might not be a bad live play either to lay off and then wait till it starts. And
if he wins round 1 Aori could be a good live play, depending on the what your eye test is. Round 2 could be a good look live for Aori also.
Like you said, especially if he starts visually looking like he's going to lose and then finishes strong.
Yeah, like I said on the tape study, I saw Aori kind of fucking come on strong.
I don't do a whole lot of live betting. I know there's times where I've gotten myself out of some bad bets just based on the live bets, but I don't do a whole lot of it. Yeah. But again, that's something I'll certainly keep an eye on.
Hell yeah. Let's go to number 2. It's Hyder Emil versus Fernie Garcia. I don't really have much in the way of a prop here, honestly. I think it probably goes the distance. There's not much too juicy here for me.
No, actually, one of my official plays I had given out on Mike's show there yesterday was Emil by decision at plus 115. I don't know where that shifted at this point, but
I see plus 105 on my book, so it should still be around there.
Yeah, this is actually, I don't know how closely you looked at it, but this is the third fight. Wow, 2 fights got canceled for Emil, and Garcia stepped in on short notice. 2 fights on this card got canceled on him.
Yeah, it's true. It was Milsic Bagdasarian, and this was going to be at 145. Now it's at bantamweight, I believe. So,
Garcia's coming off of 3 straight losses, all by decision. He's got, three losses? Well, he's 3 since he came into the UFC, and again, those have all been by decision.
Sorry, it's Burnt. He was a bantamweight. Now he'll be fighting at featherweight for any
featherweight. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you actually said that.
I did. I said it backwards, though. I got it wrong.
Emil, again, as I mentioned pretty much every week, I don't like taking fighters fresh off the Dana White Contender Series, but Garcia, he doesn't do enough during the fights to get the judges to see him as I guess as the winner outright. I mean, he's got 10 decisions, and I think he's lost like 90% of those, or something ridiculous like that. And Emil's got 4 KO wins, a sub, and 3 decisions. He's on an 8-0 fight streak as a professional. He's got a 9-fight win streak. Ultimately, he won that last one as an amateur. So he's coming in hot. He's more of an up and coming fighter. Like I said, I see this going over. I see it going the distance, and like I said, Fernie doesn't do enough to impress the judges. So led me to Emil by decision plus 115.
I like that too. As Fernie Garcia, when I was looking at him here, last 3 lost by decision.
Yeah. So he can go the distance, and he's probably going to, again, be clinch. I don't think he's much of a wrestler, so to speak.
And then at 145, he should have a better chin.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, yeah, I like that one, actually. Might jump on that myself. Because, I was trying to find some plus money angles bigger than that, and it's just hard, right? I was going to smash Milsic Bagdasarian here, man. That is a tough out for your debut. Got mad that they always pull the nice ones away from me.
Yeah, right.
But that's pretty much what I wrote down. Hyder by decision. He couldn't finish his tired opponent on his Dana White Contender Series. Fernie lost his last 3 by decision. Yeah. So good stuff all there.
Then which like you said, from a Dana White Contender Series, he actually he went to decision on the Contender Series, but did enough to impress Dana to get a contract, which, you and I were talking backstage.
Yeah, he gave out
gave a shitload of contracts, and that was probably one of them.
He said that at the end of the season too. He's like, I think next season I can't give out so many. We have too many fighters now, and it's like maybe causing problems at the office where they're like, we can't schedule all these guys.
Yep.
What the fuck? They're gonna start doing 15 or 16 fights per card.
Yeah.
Add some prelims like Bellator or the post limbs.
I was gonna say some of those like the Brazilian, like the LFA cards when they fight down in Brazil, there's like 23 fights, and I'm like, Jesus. The
Yeah, that's
prelims, then
crazy.
you got the prelims, then you got the main event, then they got the post limbs. Have you ever seen
The
those?
post limbs, yeah. That's hilarious. What up, Wine Time Sports with us here? What up? Let's get this cash today. Hell yeah. Good luck to you too. I know it's a big day in sports all around. Light heavyweight matchup. Zach Paunga versus Bogdan Guskov. I'm just gonna take the dog here, Guskov. I got him a
Yeah,
little bit earlier. So
I took the dog as well. I got him at plus 110. He's down to plus 100 on my book. I don't know what your book's got him at, but
yeah, I got a plus 115 and then plus 105 now.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, he's a bit younger, but he's out of Uzbekistan, Russia. Fight, those boys fight tough.
Love the Uzbekistan's.
Yeah, I agree. He's coming off his first loss, which happened by submission, but 12 of his wins have been by KO.
Yeah,
he's
and then
he's
that
got
loss was Alexander Volkov, not Volkov, Ustamir, Volkan Ustamir. Sorry. So I mean, that's a tough out for your UFC debut.
Agreed. That's I like to look at that too to see who they lost against, because just because you got a couple losses, you're bound to lose at some point.
Yeah, and then they just
because
brought
you
him
got a
right
couple.
in. Like he didn't do Dana White's Contender Series or anything. They just brought him right in, and he had to fight fucking Volkan Oezdemir here.
So I actually, as a fun play, came to Guskov by KO was plus 135.
Yeah,
I do, and another Vegas is leaning under 1.5 at minus 140 on 1.5 rounds, which I don't. I mean, I look at that, but I don't put a whole lot of stock into the over under, especially when they're 1.5 rounds. I do look at it, but first round for Gustav, first round was plus 205, which if you're looking for some plus money plays, that's not a bad one. Like I said, he ended 12 fights by KO, so
yeah.
I don't
That
necessarily
could be
see him
tough,
getting a
but
submission.
I don't know if I would take the round one. I mean, I like it, but for the only 100 points difference, I might just take the full time and put it on 130 for the KO.
Yep.
Maybe second round.
Second's not a bad idea.
Anything, I don't know. Let's see what we got on hot tips. The KO is plus 130, like we said. Bogdan round 1 plus 225. And then 2, 650, 1600 round 3. I mean, I could see Zach surviving 1.
Maybe catching something early in the second to keep that under 1.5.
Yeah. The Guskov KO is plus 140 on this book, so that's not bad either.
No, like I said,
Just
I got it at
the full 15 minutes for 140 instead of you're just getting 85 more points on the round 1, and then you're isolating it to 5 minutes instead of 15. So,
yep.
I'd do 140. That's the way I was leaning too. That was my only prop on this fight, but I think I'm just going to do the money line. I got a plus 110. Might just double down and call that a day. I think. Yeah, I just don't like Zach's style at all. He doesn't have much UFC experience yet either. Just Ultimate Fighter and all that.
Yeah, no, and I don't. Yeah, again, I guess he just doesn't have a lot of the experience.
I mean, Jordan Wright, that he's not experienced. Modestas Bukowskis, and you lost to him. I just don't see it for him.
He's 1-2 in the UFC there, 3-0 in the LFA. So he gets into a lot of these guys do that. They get into these better competitions, in the UFC, and they got the losing records.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, it's got to be the dog here for me. Nothing else to do with it. KO.
Yeah, like I said, I took that early, and I got the plus 110. My book now has it at plus 100, but I probably will jump on that Guskov KO by plus 130, 135ish, depending on what your book offers. But I'll probably jump on that as well.
I think so. Plus 140, 135. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Add that to my list right now.
Yeah, for a guy that's got 12 KOs. I mean, Pagua there, he's only been knocked out once in his professional career. That was actually by Usman.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
And he's
either
moving
way.
down from heavyweight to light heavyweight too, where he should be. So
Yeah, and like I said, Gusko's got that power in his hands, so
yeah,
I like it.
yeah, I agree. Let's go to Max Griffin and Jeremiah Wells. Do you have something here for us?
Um, yeah, Griffin's last 4 fights went to decision. He's got an unimpressive 7-8 record in the UFC. Um, well, seems like a more rounded fighter. He's got 5 KOs, 4 subs, 3 decisions in his career, his pro career, anyways. Um, he's also coming off his first submission loss. I another one, like I said, with just the tendencies to go to decisions. Like I said, the Griffin's last 4, and then Wells has 3 of them. So I think Wells is a better fighter. Like I said, more well rounded. Wells by decision was plus 200, and I liked that. Well, like I said, this was yesterday. 2 days ago, I guess. What's today? Saturday, so Thursday.
Yeah, it's
So
still
I
out
don't
there, 200.
know. Is it? Yeah. Like I said, just the tendencies for these fighters. Neither of them really. I don't know. Neither of them are really standout fighters, in my opinion.
No, I
But
think this one goes to decision for sure. If you're gonna pick a side, I would do Max. That's what I was thinking. I like Max here, but the only reason is because it's an even fight, kind of. So again, I'm taking the shot at the dog, like I always do. I got a lot of dogs on this card, maybe 5, so maybe
do
too
you?
many. But Max by decision is 350. So
There
I
you
think if
go.
you're gonna play it, you take, like you said, Wells by decision 200 or Max decision 350.
Yeah,
Because both these guys are tough. They just always go to decision. They both know they pretty much fight the same way. I mean, they're going to be grindy, clinching, shooting for
yep,
takedowns, defending takedowns.
exactly. Yep, I agree. Yeah, what Vegas had the over 2.5 at minus 115. I don't have the current line in front of me.
Yeah, that's what I see too. Mine's at minus 120, but you can shop around and probably find a minus 115 elsewhere for sure.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I wrote these lines down 2 days ago, so I'm sure they shifted at this point.
And then what is the full one? Goes to the scorecards at minus 110.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I would play it too. The 2.5, or pick a decision. Pick your side for the decision. I also took just the money line on Max Griffin. Early, I got the plus 150 before it dropped to plus 130. It is now.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm just going to rate that one down. Over minus 115, 2.5. Yeah, that's really the only way I would play this. Pick your side by decision, or if you don't want to pick a side, just take the juice on the over. 2.5 is not a bad play at all. Not
No, it's
bad at
actually not a
all.
whole lot of juice on that either. So,
No, it's good at minus 115.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, definitely shop around, get a maybe even a minus 110. Who knows? Then Devin Clark and Marcin Prachnio. I'm gonna be on Devin Clark here, I think for sure, and I'm taking a shot on the round 2 and the round 3 at 700 and 1,000, and maybe the Devin Clark KO. I think it's 375.
I actually think this one's going to go the distance as well. He's so I was again trying to whittle it down to try to find some plus money play out of it, and I think Clark's going to win this one. I saw Clark by decision at plus 135. I like that. I mean, how many finishes has Clark had? I don't think he's
Let
had a
me
whole lot, has he? He's 8-8 with 10
let
fights
me
going the distance. 10 of his 16 fights went the distance. 9 of those.
14 and 8 with 9 decisions,
9 to yeah.
5 KOs. Sorry, 4 KOs, 1 sub.
Yeah, I don't has Pacino there? Has he been knocked out before?
Oh yeah. He's a hard fighter to read. Like, he has 4 KO losses. I used to think he was chinny. I mean, when he got knocked out by a bunch of these guys, 3 in a row here. And then where everybody and their mother was like, oh, he's going up against Khalil, got knocked out 3 times in a row. But
Yep.
he started playing a little bit more defensively responsible. He changed his style. And Felipe Lins, you saw it too. William Knight, another huge guy. He was defensively responsible. He really changed his style. But Yeah, I don't know. I think Devin Clark's going to try to wrestle him for sure. Maybe get him to the ground, see some ground and pound. That's why I'm on the 2 or 3.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just never really liked Prochnau either. Don't like his style. Devin Clark, I think he's just going to try to smother him. And if he gets that done, there's potential for a finish on the ground.
Yeah, Pacquiao, he's got the karate style fighting.
Yeah, karate style. I mean, he's okay. I'm not saying he's a bum or shitty or anything, but just not
No,
my favorite.
I
He
agree.
could
There's
he could
plenty.
upset the world for sure. It's that potential.
Well, I think all these guys, a lot of these guys come in now with the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and it's a different style with the karate.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to work for him anymore. Might be on
Probably
his
not.
way out the door. Especially at 35, he's getting up there.
That's
I'm
we'll
not
see.
sure how much the UFC wants to keep him around. I don't know.
Well, especially
And
like we were saying, bringing all these new guys in from the Contender Series, they got to get
they
a
got to
couple of these
trim the
guys.
fat.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with this one. Devin Clark. I do like the decision. That was my initial lean, but for a little shot on some plus money, started looking into it, and I think he could get finished. Just like you said, he gets finished sometimes, hasn't recently, but before he did, so I could definitely see it happening again here. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Number 6, the women. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna be on the women's dog here, Jeff.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is a close one, and another one that I mean, Brazil's got she's got the height and reach advantage over Luke Bume there, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
she has like
I
5
think
inches of height and 4 inches of reach. So not the
I don't think that's really going to play a factor, to be honest with you. I think Luke Bume is gonna take her to the ground, and I think she's a superior wrestler, so to speak, grappler. I think she's gonna force it to the ground, and ultimately, again, just I think that it's being a women's fight, I do think this one's going to go to decision. The over 2.5 on my book was minus 220. Luke Bume is the clear favorite at minus 305. I think I saw it at 310 or 315 this morning.
yeah.
She's clearly the favorite. To your point, though, I could see the dog in this one, but I think Luke Bume is going to take it to the ground where again just going to out wrestle the girl. Luke Bume by decision at plus 130 is not a bad look if you're looking to take the favorite.
A lot of decisions, hey? You don't see any
Yep.
violence on this card?
There's a couple.
No, we still have like 8 more fights, so
What I say, Guskov there. Like I got him by KO.
that's true. I mean, it's a women's fight now. We could always see that, but I took the money line at plus 210 just for the reason, like you said, it's a close fight, and this one is just blown up too wide for me, and I have to take the women's dog.
Yeah,
So,
there's a handful of fights that I don't really even have a play in on this, and that's very rare. I'll play something, or I'll throw them in a parlay some way. I'm going to play all the fights like I always do, but I certainly I do like Luke Bume in this one, and I'm certainly not paying 300 for her though because it is such a close fight.
yeah, I
I
was
should
leaning
take your
Luke
strategy
Bloom
and
when
go
it
with the
started
dog.
too, and then just looking into it, I was like, it's actually really close. I mean, Loma's the smarter fighter. She's good in the clinch. She could trip her and take her down. But I don't know. Bruna Brazil has decent jiu-jitsu. They're going to start grappling on the ground. And then
Which
maybe that kind of negates it. And then they stand up. And man, Bruna Brazil can't fucking strike with this girl.
that will be interesting to see how the fight actually plays out because I do see it being on the ground the entire time. I see it like you said, just back and forth wrestling, and I think Luke Bume is going to do enough to impress the judges. But to your point, if they stand up and get on their feet, she can bang with her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's just going to shoot takedowns. I mean, we're really just hoping for a close fight that gets us a decision, I think. So maybe Bruna by decision's not a bad look. I think that one is a plus 350 or 500. Let me bring it up. But yeah, and then I'm taking a shot. We'll mention parlays at the end, but I am throwing the sub for her in a disgusting parlay.
For who? Brazil?
Yeah, the Brazil sub. Yeah, her to win on points is plus 350. So just like to have the other side. If you see it's close and it's going to go to decision, I like to have a plus 350 instead of the minus or plus
Yeah,
130 or whatever.
I was actually talking about that the other day too. You know, these fights that are close, if they do go to decision, I mean, we've seen a lot of shit calls from the judges lately. It
Yeah.
just seems like it's maybe they're just more talked about now, but it just seems like there's been a lot of bad calls on the judges. I've been on some positive sides and some negative sides, so
Yeah.
can't really complain too much. But yeah, if you like the dog and thinking it's going decision, that's not like you said. I'd rather be on the plus money at that point.
Yeah, I just have to take that shot. I think long term at 350, it's going to help you out. If you pick the right spots and a little bit of luck needed to get there too. Little judges sway. How about this one? 2 Dana White's Contender Series guys versus each other. You have anything here, Jeff?
Draw.
The draw.
No.
Ooh.
No.
You don't throw that word around enough.
Yeah. No, you just said 2 guys coming off the Contender Series. So, what is it?
Draw.
No
I like it.
contest.
Honestly, I like it.
Illegal eye gouge.
Dick
I don't know
kick.
if you can. I don't know if you can bet that, but yeah. This is another tough one. I'm thinking Oki there by KO is a pretty solid play at plus 150.
I think Kawamba's tough, man. It's hard.
I do too.
2 young guys, and usually when they come off Contender Series, they do go the distance in their first professional fight. Granted, they're both from the Contender Series, so that's kind of what makes it not easy to pick.
Oki had the first round KO in his last fight, or well, was that last fight or 2 fights ago?
Let's see.
Recently, running hot though.
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, he's got 5 by KO. I think 1 by sub, 2 by decision. He's got some power in his punches.
For sure. He's a good striker, too. I liked watching his tape.
Yeah, his 2 losses came both by rear naked choke, and I don't think Kawamba's actually a submission specialist, so to speak.
Nah. I think this one's going to play out on the feet. Kawamba might try for a takedown. We'll see what his takedown defense is like.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever been KO too, which I was surprised at the plus 150 by KO.
He got subbed once, but
he did. Oh yeah, but he's never subbed.
Never been KO'd. So yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. What would I pick here? What are we gonna do? I like Balaji. Maybe over 1.5. What do we get there?
The minus 2.5 is the minus 2.5 was 150. Minus 150.
Yeah. The under. I don't know. I'd honestly maybe just take this one to go to decision. They're both plus 350 on the points.
What's Oki's line now?
Minus 175. Timothy was 165. He came down to plus 135. So it's dropping to moderate prices.
Yeah, those aren't bad prices for given the.
So it was 250 or 300 before when he was facing Demir Hadzovic. And now Timothy Kawamba's on short notice. We should mention that. He's the guy I was talking about. He stuck around here in Nevada on the regional scene. I was talking about this with Isha on our show yesterday on a City Life project on YouTube. Where is it? Timothy Kawamba. Look at this here, Jeff. There's his record. He fought 8 days ago, February 2nd. Now he's fighting again February 10th.
Jesus.
So, I mean, that's a fast turnarounds, man. It's not good.
No, definitely not.
He's signing up for a 3-fight contract, taking an L, I believe, just to get a 2-fight contract after he's making the sacrifice.
I could see that.
Everybody knows this is a bad decision, so I'm probably going to get to anything. I think we have to take the KO on Balaji at plus 175. And the decision plus 350. If you want to back yourself up, that's what I would do. I think he
Yeah,
gets this one done.
What's crazy is the under 2.5 was minus 150 2 days ago. It is now at 115, minus 115. So it's it's running to the under at this point.
Oh, that didn't move for me at all. But yeah, I like it. Let's see. Maybe you want to pick a round on Balaji. They're really giving low props, so they're screaming a finish, even though it's plus 175. 300 round 1, 500 round 2, and then round 3, 800.
Whoa. Big
Which one would you pick?
Big Scott is on the other side. I would go round 2.
Oki's going down.
It's going down.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see, Scott. I don't like the 8 days notice at all. That's just terrible.
I agree. He's clearly. I guess what happened in his last fight?
He won.
Did it go the distance though? Because like Touchy Feely, he's coming up, but he fought just in December, so he's on like 6 weeks. But
he got the knockout in round 2.
Knockout in the first round, so he was trained and he ran through his training camp and he's ready to go. So
maybe he didn't get beat up too bad. It's not a bad point. If it would have been a knockout in his last one or a loss or a decision, that would definitely sway me more. But even 8 days, man. Like
I agree. I agree. It's
crazy.
So he cut weight aggressively 8-9 days ago. Ultimately, for his weigh-in.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before too, for sure. If he wins, it's going to be an incredible story. That's going to be the story of the fight. He came in on 8 days' notice and got it done. What an incredible fighter! Blah blah blah. But
I don't see it happening, but we'll see.
I'm going to go with Balaji here. The KO does scare me because the kid's tough, but I think I'd lean towards the decision at a better price at plus 350 too. And it was a big dog. Yeah, there's some people, I can't remember who it was either, but I can remember, what's his name? Elves Brenner. He came in on short notice and fucked shit up. It was a nice one.
Yeah, not to say it can't be done.
Let's move on to the next fight. We have Trevin Giles, Officer Trevin Giles of Houston, Texas, versus Carlos Prates, another Dana White's Contender Series debutant. What do you have, Jeff?
Prates there. He's first thing I look at is the height and reach advantage. Not that I put too much stake into it, just because there are some smaller guys that can certainly pack a punch. But what I didn't necessarily like is he's Barites there is he's ranked 5, but he's ranked 5 in Brazil, so he's more regional than nationally ranked. But what stood out to me was he's got 12 KO wins as a pro. He's coming off a KO win from the Contender Series, and he's been actively fighting. He's got quite a few fights. He hasn't lost a fight since June of 2019. So that was kind of something that stood out to me. He's the fact that he's not nationally ranked. I'm kind of surprised, but to your point, this is his debut. So So I'm actually on him. This was another. I gave out 3 official plays, and this was actually one that I jumped on the other day. Barites by KO was minus 115. So
yeah, I saw that too. That's the prop that I'm leaning with in this fight. If he can't get it done, Trevin Giles is going to shoot for that takedown. That's what he's going to do. Try to grapple him, maybe get a sub. But I know our guy Dabs, he's on Trevin Giles' point spread here. I'm not sure if he locked that in. I think maybe the weigh-ins kind of changed our minds on Trevin Giles.
He's 2-4 of his last 6 fights, and 2 of those losses of the 4 have been by KO.
So, and it's not that he looked bad at weigh-ins, like bad weight cut. He just looked like he didn't care. There wasn't enough, excitement in his. There wasn't enough energy. He was just like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yep.
No flex, no aggressiveness. I don't know. Just, hey, I'm here. Yep. for a paycheck, kind of.
Yeah. Well, no, like I said, with the 12 wins by KO for Parites, and then like I said, the fact that Giles lost he lost 2 of his last 4 by KO, or his last 6, I guess, by KO. He's prone to getting knocked out, and Parites likes to knock out, so
Yeah,
the minus
that's the
115
way
on
I
the
would
KOs.
go.
Hey,
Prates,
what's up, Parites there in the second round?
round 2 is plus 350.
That's not a bad look. And that's another one where my book was given the over 1.5 at minus 135. So get out of that first round, halfway through the second. I could see a second round knockout.
Yeah. When I play those bets, I like to back it up with the 3 too. The 3 is at 800. Yeah, and like you said, the numbers definitely say kind of middling on the over 1.5. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's correlating
2-3
to a second,
KO.
third round KO.
Yeah, I like that. 2-3 for Prates, KO minus 110 for the KO by itself. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I would do here. Then another thing, though, is what's really funny on the Dana White's Contender Series. Dana White himself, he was like, Carlos Prates looks like a prime Anderson Silva. It's like, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Not that close. Let's slow down. Pump the brakes a little bit here. Fuck.
Yeah, he's trying to build
Caught a
him up,
lot of flack for that one. It's like, slow down. Nobody's listening to that. How about this one? Rodolfo Vieira and Armin Petrosian. Striker in Petrosian versus a grappler in Vieira. The black belts is minus 120. And Armin Petrosian, Superman, he's minus 105 now, moving down a little bit. I'm on Petrosian here. Slight underdog, still at in juice, but minus 105. I got to take Petrosian here. Think he can get up from the takedowns. And this guy's going to shoot a bunch. If he even gets out of round 1, he's tired after he shoots too many takedowns.
Yeah, I'm actually on Petrosian as well. He's never been subbed in Vieira there. If he's going to win this one, it's probably going to be by sub. I actually have this one starred as a stay away. Not a lot of fights I'll stay away from, but I actually might take a small taste on Petrosian by decision at plus 325.
Hey,
I to your point, I think there's going to be some takedowns. I think it's going to be a lot of on the ground fighting and grappling, and I don't know. I think Petrosian's a better. I don't want to say better grappler necessarily, since
he's a good defensive grappler. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, Vieira's there. He's a Brazilian. I can't say that today. He's a jiu-jitsu fighter anyway, so he likes to get on the ground. But 8 of his 9 wins were by submission. But like I said, Petrosian's never been submitted, so I think it's going to be an on the ground wrestling match. I think when they do get on the feet, Petrosian's going to outstrike him or impress the judges more, I guess, ultimately. And like I said, I'll take like I said, I have it marked as a stay away, but I'll probably take a small taste on Petrosian by decision with plus 325. Yeah. I don't know what it's at now, but those props don't really shift a whole lot for me. So
no, it's plus 300 now.
Yeah,
but my book doesn't really give good numbers on props. You could find a 350 out there for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, my book gives shit numbers on those, and like I said, it was at 325 yesterday.
If you have anything like DraftKings or FanDuel, you could easily get a 350, 400 on the decision, I bet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I think. I like that, too. I don't see him knocking out. These Brazilians are always tough. Don't see him submitting him. If this other guy can't get submitted, I don't know if he's going to knock out the kickboxer. So, yeah, maybe the decision at plus 350 is a very good look. But, yeah, I just took the money line on a dog. That was one of the plays that I locked in. So, yeah, I guess we're in agreement there.
Yeah, well, the other thing that stood out to me, which made me nervous about the decision, was my book had the over 1.5, which I thought it was odd that it would be 1.5. But I think they're thinking that Vieira is going to come out there and sub him, which, like I said, I don't see that happening personally. But yeah, they had the over 1.5 at minus 165. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm thinking decision's not a bad play at plus 325.
It sounds really good.
Yeah. But again, I'm not overly excited about this fight.
Oh, with this one, I'm excited about this one. I think this one's gonna be a
Oh yeah,
finish
no,
for
no,
sure.
the last one. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. We're just transitioning here. It's a segue, Jeff.
gotcha. I was looking at my notes, and then I didn't realize you flipped the screen.
All good. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the under here, under 1.5 rounds. Darius Flowers, he's got an average fight time of 5 minutes. So if Johnson can survive 5 minutes, I think he could find the finish late in round 1, or maybe early round 2, hopefully. Or Darius Flowers comes out here and gets the knockout. So yeah, the under 1.5 is -110. That's what I'm on here.
Yeah, I didn't like that Johnson's 37 years old, as we were just talking about, guys getting above that 35, 36 range.
Yeah.
So
Also
he's
a
on his
50-50
tail
record.
end. Yeah, he's on the tail end of his
21 and
career.
19.
uh,
Yeah.
He's got look, if you pull up his record there, I think he's lost 11 of his last like 16 or 17 fights. So he's certainly not a thriving superstar. Where Flowers is he lost his debut by rear naked choke here in the UFC, but he's another guy that packs a pretty strong hand there. He's got some power in his hands. He doesn't want to go 0-2 in his first 2 starts in the UFC. I like Flowers by KO at +200. I was actually looking at possibly the second round. And again, just based on the Vegas number correlation with they have over 1.5 at -120. The second round was +800. Not a bad look.
It's not bad at all.
No, and then, like I said, the numbers are correlating to that. But I did see that the line moved against Flowers this morning when I looked. But
Yeah, I can't believe Michael Johnson's -150.
That
can't be.
37 years old up against what is he, 26, 25? I mean,
Yeah, 29.
29. Okay, he's a little older.
Yeah, but still, I mean, they just know he's got one path to victory around 1 KO.
Yep.
So
And
I don't really.
but like I said, and then looking at the book at over 1.5 is it's the favorite. So that's where round 2 +800. Not a bad stab at it.
Yeah, I could see it too. Like I said, I think it might end in round 2. If it doesn't get out of round 1, I think it goes under 1.5. Darius Flowers won't fucking survive later. If he does, kudos. But you can get the fight to end, take both sides at round 2. Fight ends in round 2 at +300.
There you
So
go.
that's not bad.
That's not a bad look either.
Yeah, there's 600 if you pick a side. So just take 300 and take both sides. Still get triple your money.
Yep.
I might just play that because, I mean, you can't trust Michael Johnson, can't trust Flowers. I think fight ends round 1 and 2. Not a bad look either.
Nope. Not bad at all.
Let's see. Fight ends. What is it? 2 is 300. And 1 is 150. +150. Not bad. That's definitely the way I see this one going too. And this one, I believe, let's check here. I think it starts us off on the main card. Oh no, the other one did, but still, we're getting into some low-level bangers to get started. I think they're setting up some knockouts here.
I would agree. You were telling me I was seeing no violence. I didn't see much violence in the prelims.
That's fair. You got any violence on this one? Brad Tavares and Gregory Rodriguez?
I'm on RoboCop on this one. So I was talking with who was it, Billy, yesterday, and he was talking about he looked weird in the weigh-ins, which I haven't gotten a chance to look at the weigh-ins yet. Which I'm was doing a show last night late, so I didn't get a chance to look at him. But he said he looked. I don't know if he said he had a gut or he just looked strange. He said something was off about him, but Tavares is another one who's, in my opinion, on the back 9 of his career. He's
what
on
up, North Ender?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on Tavares here too. I mean, I want to be at plus money, and I think this price is too wide. But I can find a way to get to Rodriguez. and it's by submission at plus 600. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I haven't taken it too much because I know he's a striker and he's not going to use it. I think I played it once before, but I think now is a good opportunity to play it. He's going to use his jiu-jitsu at some point. If he gets rocked by Tavares, maybe he shoots. Who knows? But I think 600 is too wide for a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, even though I will say he's never really shown any signs of fucking using it in the UFC. I just know he's going to do it eventually.
No, I agree. Big Scott, I agree with you as well. I think he's going to beat the shit out of this guy. He's got what he's got. RoboCop's got 8 KO wins. He's got 4 submission wins. So, I mean, he like you said, he hasn't shown it too much, but he's
there.
getting. I personally think he's going to KO him. I liked the RoboCop by KO was plus 180, and if you like the round, if you like to pick a round 2 is plus 500.
Ooh, I definitely think that Tavares survives one round.
Yep, I agree.
So 600 and 900 for the 2-3, and then his KO's plus 185, submission, like I said, 600. If you don't want to pick, inside the distance on Gregory was plus 150. It's moved down to plus 130. So, that's the way I would do it. I'm on RoboCop too. If you didn't know, Jeff, he's my favorite. Check this out. Yeah.
Almost looks like Obama.
He's the only fighter I've got loaded up in here. My guy. Yeah.
RoboCop. It's a hell of a name.
Yeah, it's honestly what put me onto him as a fighter when I found out about him. I was like, dude, this is sick. I love RoboCop. It's my favorite movie. Started watching him as a fighter, and he's like, dude, he's really exciting. He's got good kickboxing, maybe a questionable chin. We've seen him take some hits, but sometimes he can't, sometimes he can. And he's just good all around, in my opinion. Maybe not championship quality, but he'll be in the top 15, top 10. I think he's on the way there. And I think they're trying to get him there with the win over Tavares.
I agree.
So, yeah, he's getting 37 years old, too. I mean, let's go. I want to go back to Big Scott's comment here in the chat. He said, we're taking the Brazilian parlay. Bruna Brazil, Carlos Prates, and Rodriguez. That's a 6-1. I told him Rodolfo Vieira is Brazilian, so we're leaving him out. He doesn't count. But yeah, if you like that Brazilian parlay from Big Scott, and I don't mind it either. Brazilian parlays is a good idea. Plus 600 on that from Big Scott there. Nice work. Putting it out there for everybody too. Or replace it with the 2.5 rounds. Nice look, Scott. Nice look. This one. Ihor Peteria versus Robert Brzczek from Poland. I mean, I'm on Brzczek here. I don't like Ihor at all. Lost 3 of his last 4. What is this?
And Brzczek's another one, making his UFC debut.
Yeah, that is true.
He's got a total of 11 wins by KO in his pro career. He won his last 5, I think, by KO in the first round. Take a look at that. Yeah, 5 in a row KOs in the first round. He's coming out swinging heavy.
Ihor has been knocked out in 3 of his last 4. His only win is over 42-year-old Shogun.
Yep. So it led me to by KO was minus 130. In the first, I saw it at plus 150. So I'm on Brzczek KO. Minus 130 is not bad for a guy that likes to go out there and KO in the first round. And even if he does it, he's still got second round to do it. What do they have? Minus 1.5 was minus 250. Under 1.5 rounds is minus 250. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm thinking,
go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like I said, Brzczek by KO seems like the way to go on this one.
Yeah. Let's see. See, on my book, they've changed it now. I did see a minus 130 earlier, but I think everybody has smashed it. And it's like it's the same price as his money line now. I'm getting minus 165 on Robert money line or minus 165 on the KO.
Oh, really?
Round one, yeah. Round one's plus 110, and then round two, 700. So I mean, I would juice that out to round two maybe, but I don't trust Ehor at all. If this guy gets clipped, he's fucked.
Yep. I see that. And like I said, Bryce Check there likes to come out swinging heavy early.
Yeah. Yep. I'm definitely on that. Crushed power slap last night. Some massive dogs cashing. Oh my god. You guys are betting on power slap? I can't even do that.
I said it last night. I said I refuse to watch it. I refuse to bet it.
Yeah.
I don't
Good
like to
on
see
that.
grown men slap each other. Dana White's got enough money.
Right? Jesus Christ. You guys are degenerates. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's the only way I'm going to play it. I don't like this guy. Ehor, I think he's getting kicked out of the UFC when he's done here.
Yeah, how old is he?
Just 27, but I mean, he's just not proving himself here.
No, I agree. He's never been he hasn't impressed me.
Never. I don't think he impressed anybody.
No.
Even with his knockout over Hua, he danced on him, acted like he was cool. It's like, dude, you're a loser.
You got lucky. One fight.
Seriously. Then let's go to the co-main event of the evening. Dan Ige versus Andre Touchy-Feely. I'm really on the Ige here, I think. He's got
One of the
better
best.
experience, all that durability. He's more defensively responsible, more accurate with his strikes. So,
One of the best names in the business, Touchy Feely.
oh yeah, I love that nickname.
So I as well am on Inge. Feely's clearly got a height and reach advantage over him. I was talking to Mike yesterday about it. I was like, man, I feel like I just can't get on the right side of Touchy Feely because I want to like the guy because of his name specifically. I like that name. I think it's creative. But
It is, yeah.
I feel like every time I bet on him, he loses. So I looked at his record obviously closer, and he's 11-9 in the UFC, which for as popular as he is, it's really probably name driven. But then I started looking closer. He's lost 5 of his last 8 fights, and I was like, no shit. Well, that's probably why I feel like every time I watch him, he's losing. But Inge's 9-6 in his career. He's got 5 KOs, 5 subs. So he's again a well-rounded fighter. When he does go the distance, though, he's 500. He's 7-7. So I think that there's going to be a lot of respect given between these two guys just because they're bigger names. I see a lot of this one being a lot of pushing up against the fence and clinching as well. I like Inge. I didn't want to pay I don't know what he's at now, minus 175 the other day. The over is over 2.5 is minus 200. I think Inge is going to win. I think it's going to go to decision. So Inge by decision was plus 160. And that was another one of my last third of official plays that I actually made. Well, okay. I say actually, man, I made them the other day.
Ige decision plus 160. Not bad. Yeah, I'm on Ige here too. The only way that I played him so far is in parlays. But my favorite one was the guy we talked about last, Robert Brizchek. He's minus 160, and then he's minus 175. So I put those two together in a parlay for plus 155.
There you go.
I think that's my favorite parlay of the week. So this guy's still just talking about power slap. Girl got slapped stiff from a foul, damn near killed her.
Yeah, Big Scott was throwing out some fucking heaters yesterday.
So a girl that likes to get slapped first. Ooh. Ige sub. Not a bad look there.
Didn't Dana White come up with the power slap after he beat his bitch up in Vegas?
Yeah, I made a fucking post about that. Like the whole promo video was like, this is power slap. And then I added the clip of him slapping his wife.
Nice.
Yeah. What a fool. What was he saying? Danny Ige sub. That's what I was looking at. Plus 1,200 for the Danny Ige sub from Big Scott. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like that. Andre Feely could be susceptible to submissions. Let's have a quick look at that. 2 losses, but yeah, I mean, he's not the worst. He could snatch it up. Who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. 1,200 is not a bad look there. I like that, Scott. But let's get into the main event. Wrap this thing up here. Jack Hermanson and Body Bags Pfeiffer. Who you got here, Jeff?
I am leaning to Pfeiffer on this one. I think he's more of an up and coming guy that's looking for his shot. He's got several. He's got a 5-fight win streak at this point. He's 3-0 in the UFC, so I think he's on a rising track at this point. Hermanson, he's I guess maybe more of an experienced or well-rounded fighter, but
my
like I
bad.
said,
Sorry, Jeff. It was North Ender with the sub, not Big Scott. My bad. He put in the plus 1,300. I thought it was him. North Ender gave us the Ige sub at plus 1,300.
So I like Pfeiffer in this one. By KO was plus 125. If you like him in the second round, it was plus 300. Third round is plus 550. I like those second, third rounds in these 5-round fights. They always tend to feel each other out in the first round, so they're not coming out very overly aggressive. I think some of these guys aren't prepared for the fourth and fifth round, so I think they gas themselves out. So the second, third round, I think, is where they're really kind of going after it to end the fight. Like I said, Pfeiffer by KO plus 125, second or third round plus 300, plus 550 aren't bad looks at it.
Yeah, that's what I had written down too. I don't think he's going to sub Jack Hermanson. I mean, he's a good grappler too. He's practicing his grappling, but I definitely think Hermanson's one of the best grapplers he's faced yet. So,
no, I would agree. I don't see a sub in this one either. To your point though, I think I got 4 or 5 KOs on the main card.
Hell yeah, there we go.
I didn't actually see it. I didn't see any really high submission attempts. When you said the RoboCop submission, I was thinking there's got to be one in this, and maybe that is the answer. But
yeah, let's see, where is a sub? There's really not a lot. Maybe Rodolfo Vieira. He's got the potential.
Yeah, he's got potential.
Giles over Carlos Prates. I've even heard some people saying Ihor Pateria, even though I hate that guy. Robert might not have any grappling. He could take him down. And that's a really big line on his sub. Bruna Brazil. Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot that stood out from a sub standpoint except for the one there. I forget who it was. Vieira there, he had what? 8 of 9 wins were by sub, I think.
Yeah, he's mostly
yeah. But again, Trojan there has never been sub, so
yeah, definitely potentials for some. And the Dan Ige sub, as North Ender mentioned too.
Yeah,
a few subs on this card. But yeah, I'm looking at this one for sure on Joe. That's the first thing that everybody thinks, I think, is the plus 130 on the KO. And I'm going to get there too.
On which one?
On the KO.
Oh.
But I might even bet it live. I mean, if he whoops his ass and Jack Hermanson starts coming on or survives in round 2 to 3, then maybe we have to look at him to take it further into round 4 and 5 by decision. Because we never seen Pfeiffer in the 4th and 5th round,
No, agreed. Just again from a correlation perspective, the under 2.5 is minus 160. So second, third round, those are like I said, plus 300, plus 550. Not some bad looks.
Yeah, that's where I love round 2 and 3. It seems like that's when it happens the most, in my opinion.
Yep. Especially in these 5-round bouts. Like I said, that first round's feeling it out. Second round is really when they start banging. And then if they do make it out of that second round, third round's not a bad look at plus 550.
It's not bad at all. 800 on the round 3.
Oh, I had it at plus 550. I'll have to double check.
Oh, just for round 3. Pfeiffer round 3 is 800, and then round 2 is 5.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I always play 2 and 3 just in case. Then you're like, fuck, I lost. Could have covered myself with more money.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I've been burned so many times that way. It's one lesson I actually learned. But yeah, do you have any other DGen parlays or anything else you want to put together here?
I did put one together. Let me see. What I got here? I put a Luke Bume, Emil, Marcos, and RoboCop in a parlay. It was a plus 270. Took a couple of the favorites that were just juiced and that I think are going to win, and threw them all together. Like I said, she's losing. You think so?
There you go. There's that one. For me, I said I put that Robert Dan together, plus 150.
I'll hand out Big Scott. I'll hand out the losers here.
Plus 155 on Robert and Dan. And then I got some underdog parlays. Griffin. We're going to do Aori, Richie Lang, Guskov. And that gets you... Oh, sorry, it's not Guskov. Who did I have in there? Aori's not the one. Bear with me here. He's in the parlay, but he's not the most confident play. It's Petrosian. And that's a plus 800. There you go. Griffin, Guskov, and Petrosian. Those technically Petrosian's an underdog. So it's 3 underdogs, gets you a plus 800.
Big Scott, positive note, one of us is going to win.
It's always nervous.
I hope it's me. No offense.
And then let's see. This one, fourth legger is Roberts. And that gets you to plus 1450. And then you add Dan Ige. Let's see. I'll just type this in as we go here for everybody because I know it's a lot to remember. Add Ige plus 2200.
Of course, Big Scott.
And then we're going to add Pfeiffer by KO at plus 130. And that gets you to plus 5,243. But we're not done yet, okay? I told you this was degenerate.
DJ, here we go. He's going to throw some fucking tennis in there for us, too.
No. We could. Actually, we got some good matchup today. But no, then we're going to add, like I said, Aori, Richie Lang. And then that gets you... Who am I missing here? 7,000.
RoboCop?
No, I actually didn't put him in the parlay. What's the whole... But yeah, if you put all of those picks together, everything...
Big Scott wants it in the chat. Big Scott wants it in the chat.
Put what in the parlay?
No, he wants the parlay in the chat.
I did. It's all here.
Oh, I might be lagging. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I put everything in here. This was Jeff's parlay. And then the 2, 3, and then these guys. If you put that all together, that gets you to a plus 16,250. So I definitely sprinkled that.
It's the old retirement play. Yeah.
And then I did one DGen prop parlay. And it is RoboCop submission, Devin Clark KO, and Bruna Brazil by submission. I don't know what the price on it is, but it's, like I said, it's a lottery ticket too. We put $2 on it to win 565. So there you go.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna put a couple parlays together. I haven't had a chance to yet, so gonna mess around with some parlays here in a little bit and wait for these fights to kick off.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm gonna do too. Watch some videos, check out the weigh-ins again.
Yeah, that's something I was gonna do it. Like I said, I was on a show last night late, and I didn't end up getting a chance to do it. So I do want to take a look at that, and then I got to jump on a stream later on with Mike actually, and I think we're gonna watch these fights. So
Hell yeah.
I
Is
don't
he
know what
going
you're
live?
doing. Well, yeah. He started this thing on his channel so we could jump on Saturdays and do some fight talks and kind of watch the fights and stream them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't know if
shoot
we
you a
can
link if
stream
you
the fights. I don't know. If it's backstage, maybe you can, but
what's that?
streaming the fights, you can't show them on YouTube.
Yeah, they get pissy about that. It's on ESPN Plus tonight, I think.
Yeah, they get mad about that one.
Yeah.
We should try to
I
do
know.
some backstage event though, where we can invite people and not go live and broadcast the fights. Figure something out like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
most of us are all watching them anyways, but
Right? We'll find somewhere we can do that. Something. But yeah. You have anything else? So what do you want to say to the people before we get the hell out of here?
I don't really have much going on. Like I said, we're probably going to be doing something later. Follow me on X JM Hockey 19. If and when we do go live and do something, it'll certainly be tweeted out there. So if you're looking to watch some fights or talk about fights or hockey for that matter, I gave out an OHL pick yesterday.
OHL, what was the pick?
It lost. It was San Jose and Bakersfield over 5.5. I think it went to 4. Or I think it was 4 or 5. Lost by the hook.
Shit. Hell yeah. Good luck to you too, North Ender. Thank you. Yeah, I think that about does it. We'll be back. There's like 10 weeks in a row of fights, Jeff.
Yeah.
10 weeks in a row. So definitely be back here every Thursday breaking down the fights. And then maybe Saturday mornings. We'll see. Work schedule's changing a bit for me, so maybe we won't be able to do the Saturday shows as much anymore, but definitely be here as much as we can. Until next Thursday, for Jeff and myself, see you next time.
See you guys. Good luck.